is fine, and also hope that you have seen my previous video regarding first law of motion. And in today's video we are going to learn about second law of motion. So first let us see what does the first law of motion states. First law of motion states that an object will be at rest or moving with uniform acceleration until and unless a force acts on them. Okay, so this what the first law of motion states. What does it explain? It explains that an object will be at rest or moving in uniform motion until and unless any force is acting onto them. Means it says that what happens if no force is acting onto the objects. Then what does the second law of motion state? It explains when an force is acting onto the object, then what happens. In previous one it is if force is not acting, then what happens. In this one, if force is acting onto the objects, then what happens. So here let us take one example that now if you are taking a ball and if you are trying to move it, what happens? We are applying force onto that object and it starts moving. So initially it was at rest. Okay, but when you are applying force, what happens? The state of equilibrium is disturbed. So second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied. Okay, so here what is momentum then? Momentum is nothing but mass in motion. Okay, so here we see that every object has a mass and for moving it we need some velocity. Okay, so that is what the momentum. So it depends on two characteristics, that is mass and velocity. In simple words, if we want to say, if we want to move an object, then how much force we need to apply, we will get to know by the momentum of the object. Now if any heavier object is there, then will you apply little force? No. You will be applying more force. Now if any small object is there, then if you are applying little force, it will be moving to a little. If you are applying more force, then you will be moving it to a greater distance. So this is what the momentum. Okay, so let us understand with few examples. I have taken two similar objects. Both are of 1 kg. So here onto one object I am applying little force and onto other object I will apply more force. So let me see. So I have applied little force. Onto a second object I am applying more force. So what happened? The second object has moved to a greater distance. So why did it move to a greater distance? Because I have applied more force onto that object. Okay, so your mass was same, but the velocity whatever I have applied was changing. Okay, and in which direction the object has moved? The object was moving in which direction I have applied the velocity. So here momentum is a vector quantity. It depends on mass and velocity of the object. And I also told that it is a mass in motion. So let us take one more example and understand it. So here I have taken a paper and a pen. So slowly if I am hitting to the paper, is it tearing? No. But if I am doing it hardly, what happens? It ends up tearing. So this is mass in motion. The mass was same before and next time also. The mass of the object was same. But what has changed? The velocity which I am applying onto the paper has changed. So here let me give another example. Now let us think a wall is there and you are slowly hitting to the wall. Then will you hurt yourself? No. But if you are running and touching to the wall hardly, then what happens? You will be ending up hurting yourself. The mass which was in motion has accelerated more. And what happened? You ended up hurting yourself. So here in the second case, what happens? The acceleration of your body was more. Okay, so when will be the acceleration will be more? When the velocity you apply will be increasing. Okay, so that's what is the second law of motion. So this is when the mass is dependent. So in these two examples, we have seen that the mass was same, but the velocity was changing and the acceleration of the object was changing. So hence the momentum of the object also was changing. So let us see another example where it depends on the mass of the object. So here I have taken two different objects. So this weighs about 3 kgs and this weighs about 1 kg. Okay, so let me apply same amount of force on both the objects and let me see how much distance they will be moving. So here I am applying little force and I have applied little force. Okay, I have applied same amount of force on both the objects. Then which one was moving to a greater distance? Obviously it was 1 kg object was moving to a greater distance. So let us take both the objects and let me see how much force they need to reach the same point. Okay, so here I have applied this much force and here applying more force. Okay, so what is happening? So whatever force I have applied for the 3 kg object was more. But whereas for the 1 kg object I have applied very little force. So why is it? So by these two activities we have known that the acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass of the object. The greater the object, then lesser will be the acceleration. So acceleration is nothing but the velocity obtained by the object. So here if it is a greater object or more mass object, then we need to apply more velocity on it. So if we need to attain same amount of acceleration, and whereas onto the less mass objects we need not to apply that much amount of velocity. So here in these two cases we have seen that the momentum or the movement of the object is dependent on the mass of the object and also the velocity of the object. So here how much force you need to apply onto the object, it all depends on the mass of the object and in how much velocity the object is. So let us take one more example and understand the momentum. So you have two balls, one is a cricket ball and another is a plastic ball. So here if both are coming with the same force and you are trying to catch them. So whenever you are catching the cricket ball, what do? You will be pulling your hand back. So that what happens, you don't get hurt to your hands. If you are catching it directly, what happens, the force of the object will be more and you end up hurting yourself because the mass of the object is more and it is in with some acceleration. But whereas the plastic ball, if it is coming in the same speed, you don't move your hand that too long. You will be moving to a little distance and the hurt you get to your hand also will be very less. By this we can know that the momentum of the object is directly proportional to the force applied. So here two objects, the force applied is different because the mass is different and the velocity is same. Okay, so understood, no? So this what is the second law of motion. The rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied. Okay, so if here the rate word has come. So if the rate word has come is what? It is changing according to the time. The momentum is changing according to the time and thus the force applied is also changing accordingly. And we know that the momentum is nothing but it depends on two characters, that is mass and velocity. So if momentum is changing, then mass or velocity are changing. And we know that the rate of change of velocity is nothing but acceleration. Okay, so here F is equals to M into delta V by delta T is nothing but rate of change of velocity is nothing but acceleration. So we get the equation as F is equals to ma. So here we can see that the force is directly proportional to the mass of the object and acceleration of the object. So this is what the second law of motion. So I hope you have understood this topic very well. If you have any doubts regarding this topic, please do comment in my comment section. Until then, keep observing and keep learning. Thank you.